Experian, as you know, is the world's largest credit bureau. We operate in 44 countries and we have data on about 1.5 billion consumers across the globe and about 200 million businesses across the globe. We have 21,000 employees, headquartered out of Dublin, Ireland, and the US headquarters out of Costa Mesa, California. Experian, as you know, certainly offers the traditional credit services, but beyond that, we also offer marketing assistance services, we offer data analytics, we offer consumer financial health improvement services, and we offer a full suite of fraud mitigation services as well. The breadth and scope of our data is huge given the coverage, and because of this, it puts us in a uniquely advantageous position to look at the data graph and perform analytics that give us visibility into fraud outliers, fraud mitigation techniques that most other enterprises don't have visibility into. And this allows us to then extend those services to our clients and consumers. At Experian, we're constantly innovating in the world of identity and fraud. We have offered solutions in a layered fraud mitigation approach. We start with perimeter defense, and we have solutions there that offer protection with device intelligence, with device location intelligence, as well as behavioral analytics. Beyond that, we offer non-sensitive PII defense solutions with phone intelligence, email intelligence, as well as address intelligence services. We also offer sensitive PII defense solutions, typically KYC and KYB services, as well as AML screening services, identity screening services, both digital identity verification as well as documentary identity verification. We also offer transactional solutions. We have an orchestrated fraud delivery platform that is smart consumer facing and can offer these services through a single conduit. And as I mentioned, we're constantly innovating in the world of fraud. We recently acquired, about a year ago, NeuroID, which is a behavioral analytics leader in the space. Behavioral analytics itself is a new technology that provides a passive, silent way of figuring out whether a consumer is genuine or fraudulent by looking at how they interact with a device or a session, the way they touch, swipe, type, the way they move their cursor, the way they switch windows and enter data into forms is important from a behavioral standpoint to identify whether the data is coming from long-term memory or short-term memory, and this can be very useful in determining whether it's a human or not, as well as determining the user's intent. NeuroID is one example of how we're innovating in the fraud space, and we offer this as part of a full suite of fraud solutions through our delivery platform known as Ascent. For the government and public sector, this is equally applicable because these solutions can operate seamlessly whether a user is applying for benefits, signing up for a license, or they're signing up for healthcare. It really doesn't matter. We offer these services throughout a consumer's journey, whether it's starting with sign up and registration for a first-time user, or looking at a repeat user and how we authenticate them. If a user is trying to change something on their profile, if they're actually moving money, making a transaction, we look at fraud patterns and link analysis with devices and user behavior across the consumer journey. So the government sector, the public sector is not any different from a fraud perspective. They're equally susceptible to the fraud types that we see today that are very difficult to catch. Fraud is being perpetrated using artificial intelligence. We see bots, we see identity theft, we see compromised identities at login, and we see a prevalence of transactional fraud in the public and government sector. You see this happen. We saw it with the pandemic when users signed up for benefits they weren't eligible for. We see this even today where bots come in using stolen identities, synthetics, and they're applying those identities in an automated way using bots in all forms of public sector sign-up. We look at the breadth of data that we have and solutions like perimeter defense with NeuroID, and we can detect those fraudulent vectors, and we can stop them before they do massive harm. So we've already partnered with a couple of large government federal agencies, and we provide fraud mitigation services to them. We're certainly eager to also start partnering with state governments and local governments, providing similar services for fraud mitigation and bot detection. We're equally eager to modernize some of the employment verification services that we currently provide. So let me say that one more time, please. We're equally eager to partner with state governments and local governments and provide similar fraud mitigation services, and also modernize both income and employment verification services that we can provide to those sectors.